Welcome back. In this part of the series, we'll walk through deep linking from the web browser to the Zoom client. Before diving in, let's quickly go over the utility of deep linking to the Zoom client. So, deep linking allows you to seamlessly navigate into various contexts in the Zoom client, such as in the main client, in a meeting, or into other Zoom products. This means users can jump directly to the exact part of the platform they need, saving them time and boosting their productivity. Not only can you open the Zoom app in different contexts, but you can also deep link directly into a Zoom team chatbot, making it easy for users to initiate actions or send updates from the web browser with a single click of a button. Not only does deep linking provide seamless navigation into the Zoom client, but the API also supports an action property, which allows for you to define and trigger custom actions as soon as a user enters the Zoom client. This is made possible by decrypting the Zoom app context header, which reveals valuable user information and enables predefined actions to be executed seamlessly, enhancing the overall Zoom experience for end users. Now that we have a clear understanding of deep linking and the value it provides, let's jump into the code. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to create a task notification component. Before doing that, I want to quickly go over the Zoom API file we just created. This file simply just gives us some helper functions that we can use throughout the application to help with base 64 a string, making a token request, and making API requests to Zoom API. So this API is a generic function which allows for you to add any endpoint you want and make a request to a Zoom API. And we also have a function to get the install URL, and we have the get token function, and the most important function we have is our get deep link. So we'll be using the get deep link function out here. So now we covered that, let's move on. And the first thing we want to do is we want to create a task notification component. What this component will do, this component will simply, in the left corner of our web page, it will just simply display a banner prompting the user to either open the Zoom app or navigate to the Zoom team chatbot or copy a link. Alright, so I just want to quickly go over this task notification component. This is simply going to just give us a banner which will provide the location of the app. It will provide the app, the task ID. So when we create a task, each time we want to get this notification in the left corner, which will provide us a way to open up the deep link to the Zoom app, and then also open up a deep link to the chatbot. So the way that we get the chatbot deep link, go to the documentation. To get the chatbot deep link, we just simply get the ZoomBot JID, which is in the marketplace. We make sure we put robo with this underscore, and then we should be able to deep link back to our chatbot from our browser. And in order to get our Zoom app deep link, we're going to make use of the create a Zoom app deep link. And we just simply make a request with the app ID, and in return, we should get a deep link. All right. So now that we got that component completed, the next thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to import our task component into our add activity. So the first thing we want to do here is we just want to import and we want to also create a state variable, and the state will handle storing the deep link and the ID of the task. The next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and we're going to update our insert task super base call here, and we're just going to get extract the data. So we'll extract the data, and from that, that's where we'll get the task ID. We'll find out what task was added. And the next thing we're going to do is we want to go ahead and make our call using our deep link. So after we send a message, we want to go ahead and make our call to get our deep link, and we have to just like simply import that here. And the last thing we want to do is we just want to add our task component. So we'll use that state we've created up top, and if there's a notification, then we will display our task notification. And we'll go ahead and also just import our deep link, and now we should be good to test. Alright, so that's it. So now we should be ready to test. So I already have my Zoom client open, and I'm going to first go through the login process. So I'm going to sign in. And I'm now signed in. And I want to see what happens when I create a task. So I'm going to go ahead and create a task. Test the app. Client. And I'll go ahead and assign a user to this task, and I hit submit. So there we have it. The task notification component has shown, and as you can see, we have a Zoom app, we have the view chatbot activity, and then we have a copy link. So let's test out the Zoom app. What we want to do here is you want to just click the Zoom app, and you see we're being prompted to launch. And as you can see, the Zoom app automatically opens. Right now, there's still some work we have to get done in order to show our app inside the client, but we'll cover that later on. So that's how we deep link to the Zoom app directly from the external browser. And we also have a view chatbot activity, so we can also deep link individuals back to the Zoom chatbot. And we see the same thing happens here, where we're being asked to launch the chatbot, and once we do that, we'll be deep linked directly back to the Zoom chatbot. So that's how we deep link from the Zoom browser to the Zoom client. And you should also know that the Zoom app also when your app is published, you can open the app in different parts of the Zoom client. So you have the option to open the app in a Zoom meeting, um, open your app on the overview page in a meeting, open your app outside of a meeting, and you'll see here the different contexts that you just have to provide that you want to target. All right, that's it for now. Until next time, happy coding.